Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Mr. Wickins Reads The Outlaw Varjak Paw by S.F. Said and illustrated by Dave McKeen. We are now on chapter 18 today, and I've got a couple of shout outs to do. Ibrahim at Taif Primary School, not sure how you say it, but thank you for tuning in, Ibrahim. It's really good to know that you're there listening. Hope you're enjoying it. And Nuala and all at Walwayn Court School in Trowbridge in Wiltshire. Nuala, I'm really glad that you're listening. I'm really glad that you're enjoying it. Do send me any pictures that you've done or any writing that you've done. But thank you so much for contacting me for a shout out. It's really good to know you guys are out there going with us on the journey. Okay, here we go, chapter 18. Cludge led them away from the secret alleys through the streets. It was night now, and the wind had dropped completely. Thick white mist descended on the city centre. It came right down to street level, where it crouched and coiled round lamp-posts, covering anything and everything in damp, cold whiteness. Visibility was low. They couldn't see far ahead through the mist. Sometimes Varjak smelled an unnatural ghostly scent in the air, making his fur prickle. Sometimes he sensed the padding of paws or almost the silent swish of claws. Once they heard rowdy voices and ducked into a doorway just as a patrol of 4 cats from Sally Bones's gang came looming out of the mist. They had a wretched-looking free cat with them, an old tortoiseshell Tom, and they were cuffing him round the head. "But I wasn't doing nothing," protested the tortoiseshell. "You're harbouring outlaws," said a Bones cat. "Tell us where to find Varjak Paw, or you'll be an outlaw too, and we'll have your ears, your tail, and then we'll rip out your whiskers one by one." "But I don't know," he shrieked, holding up his paws. "No one knows." "You're either with us," spat the Bones cat, "or against us." They hit him again, silencing him. "I know that free cat," whispered Jess, crouching in the doorway. "He never hurt no one. We gotta help him. Varjak, can't you?" Varjak wished he could. He hadn't wanted the power before. It had only brought him trouble. Now it was all gone. He wanted to have it back, to help his friends. But they had no idea he'd lost it. How could he tell them? "It's too risky," hissed Omar before Varjak could say anything. "Got to stay hidden." The patrol passed from view and out of earshot into the misty night. Varjak and his friends came out of the doorway very cautiously. The patrol was long gone now, but Varjak's awareness was still tingling. Were they being watched? All he could see was the white mist moving, silent as roadkill, and all he could smell was the ghost scent of cats, thick upon it. He thought he heard someone mewling. "Who's there?" he called. "Show yourself." "Varjak," came a weary-sounding voice in the distance. "Is that you?" And through the crawling whiteness came old Buckley, with a ragged column of 3 cats behind him. They looked exhausted, but they were all right. They didn't have Sally Bones's mark upon them. Jess ran up to them and they nuzzled each other hard. "Where's Grandma?" she asked old Buckley. His thin face crumpled up, though he tried not to show her. It was terrible, Jessie. Your grandma, she didn't make it. They got her. They got lots of us." He shuddered. "Sally Bones left before dawn, said she'd be back tonight." Varjak's throat was tight. "I'm sorry," he said. I let everyone down." "No," said old Buckley. "You was brave, trying to fight her. For a moment there you gave us hope, but we never had a chance." "Where are the others?" said Jess. "Hiding," said Buckley. "They don't want to be seen." He began to choke. It was awful, Jessie. What's she done?" Varjak looked down. The city had become a place of horror. He couldn't stop the horror. He couldn't fight Sally Bones. But he could still help the 3 cats. "If they're coming back, you can't stay here," he said. "Come with us. We're looking for Mrs. Moggs' secret city." Old Buckley's troubled face broke up into a smile. "Old Moggs," he murmured. "She loved a good tale." "It's no tale, Buckley," said Jess. "It's true. Cludge knows it." "Cludge?" He looked up and saw the dog for the first time and arched his back in fear. "It's all right," said Jess. "He's our friend, and he's taking us to the city. Come with us, Buckley. You got to. Grandma would come if she was here." Old Buckley turned to face his 3 cats. "All right, You lot stay here. Stay safe. I'll come back and find you if this place turns out to be real. They melted back into the mist as Buckley joined Varjak and the others. Cludge led them on through the streets. They had to tread carefully, for anything could be hidden beneath the mist. The pavements were littered with smashed bottles and shards of glass. If only there were mice in there instead, thought Varjak as he walked. He was hungrier and colder than ever. Still, at least there was hope now. At least they were going somewhere. But the further they travelled, the clearer it became that Cludge was leading them westwards towards Sally Bones's territory. This is mad, muttered Buckley. Following a dog to a place that don't exist. It does too, said Jess. Maybe it exists, maybe it doesn't, said Omar. But why would a dog know it when we don't? Don't be mean to Cludge, said Tam. If you ever listened to him, you'd realise he always tells the truth. I was scared of him too at first, but now I'd follow him anywhere. Omar snorted. Never thought you were a dog lover, Tam. That's enough, said Varjak. If you've got a better plan, let's hear it. But we're just getting nearer to danger. Oh, but we're just getting nearer to danger, said old Buckley. And an eerie howl tore through the night, silencing them all. Don't come here, it seemed to say. Turn back now and go away. Varjak knew that sound. He'd heard it when they'd gone to rescue Jess. What's that smell? Whispered Tam. What's that smell? Varjak sniffed the air. There was a disgusting stench wafting through the streets, and now Cludge was heading off the roadside down a slope towards a concrete structure in the distance. There, he barked, tail stiff with tension. There's the place. I don't believe it, said Omar. Look where he's brought us. No one comes here, no one. Varjak's neck fur prickled, for Cludge had led them to the storm drain, the one place Holly had told him never to go. It was like a giant basin built of concrete, with rusting drain pipes and water towers along its banks. A stream of dark brown liquid ran through its centre. At the far end of the storm drain he could see a gateway. It was the entrance to a drainage tunnel, an open hole in the earth. The brown stream slopped around its mouth through some rusty bars and down into the hole. It was raw sewage. It stank. A pack of dogs guarded this tunnel's mouth. 20 dogs, maybe more. Big, fearsome-looking dogs, their teeth flecked with spit, their hides heaving. They sprawled by the stream of sewage like they owned it. Most of them were sleeping. One of them was howling at the moon. Then it laid down its head, closed its eyes, and started to snore. Deep, resounding snores that echoed round the storm drain like a pneumatic drill. See, murmured Cludge. Bad place. We go now? Where's this city? Said Varjak. There's no city, said old Buckley. It's all make-believe and tales. Cludge shook his head. In hole, he whispered. City under city. City under city, said Varjak, in a hole. And then it came together in his mind, like a light flickering on. You mean the sewers? Yeah, panted Cludge. No cats in there. Stinking place. You're not wrong, said Tam, covering her nostrils with a paw. It's revolting. How can those dogs stand it? Cludge shrugged. Smell good to dogs. Smells sweet. He sniffed the air with his wet black nose, breathed in deep, and then shook his head violently and stopped sniffing. He looked small and scared again. But Cludge hate that smell now. Stinking bad place. It's gross, muttered Omar. Can we go, Varjak? No, this is it, said Jess. Her blue eyes gleamed. Grandma was right, see? Fearsome guardians and a disgusting smell. But it'll be warm down there and we'll be safe. Varjak nodded. Sally Bones's gang would never think of coming here. Why would they? Said old Buckley. If the stench don't kill you, them wild dogs will. Oh, but they won't, said Varjak, a plan forming in his mind. Not if a dog talks to them for us. This is insane, said Omar. Ozzy grimaced. It smells so bad. It's up to you what you do, said Varjak. I can't make anyone follow me. but that sewer is the safest place we could be. Cats don't go down sewers, cried old Buckley. Cats can do anything, said Varjak. Anything at all. No one thought I could talk to a dog, but I did. And now Cludge is my friend. This is the same. How about it, Cludge? Will you talk to those dogs for us and explain that we need a place to hide? Cludge shivered. No, Varjak. Bad dogs. Angry dogs. Not them, please. No. His eyes were clouding up again, worse than before. Varjak could see he wouldn't be able to persuade his friend, and that meant there was only one thing for it. They needed a hiding place, and he was going to find them one, even if it meant facing a pack of wild dogs on his own. He didn't need his power to do this, just courage. I'm going to go down there and talk to those dogs, he said, as calmly as he could. Cludge, if you're my friend, you'll come with me. I need you by my side. The rest of you, stay here till I call you. Varjak Paw didn't wait for answers. He set off into the storm drain on his own, towards the pack of sleeping dogs. And that's it. That's the end of chapter 18. And I've got to say, chapter 19 is a good one. Oh my goodness. So make sure you're back here for 6:30 tomorrow night. Chapter 19. Bye for now.